Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome to Spaced Out Vlog number 4. And this one is going to be the 8 things I want to see the most at WrestleMania 34. Now we are 6 days away. 6 away from WrestleMania 34. This will probably be the last Mania-centric video I do until the predictions video on Saturday. FYI, that video will be coming out probably really late as me and Jesse are going to be doing the predictions together. So it's either going to be coming out late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. I'm not entirely sure just yet. Which means Sunday is potentially going to be having 4 videos. It will have the TakeOver reactions and review, the Evil Within 2 video, the Way Out video, and then potentially the Mania predictions video. Unless I can get that up Saturday night if he's here early enough. Depends on what time he gets here Saturday, to be honest. But this is the 8 things I want to see the most happen at WrestleMania. It's in no real particular order, but I will kind of try to order it my best way possible. All right. So here we go. All right. First thing I want to see. This is probably the one I've wanted to see the entire time. I want to see Biker Taker back. And I know that's not a very popular opinion. Everyone One sec, guys. Sorry. Alright, sorry. Now, I know that's a very unpopular opinion. A lot of people want to see him come back as, like, his normal Taker, you know, as the dead man. But I think this is what they're going to do, okay? This is what I want to see happen. I want to see him come back as Biker Taker. It makes the most sense, seeing as how Kid Rock's already going to be in New Orleans for the Hall of Fame induction, and I think that's kind of why they're playing into, you know, that's why they chose him over someone like Lemmy or somebody else that could have potentially gone in there that may have deserved it a bit more than Kid Rock. I think that's kind of them trying to set up. Not saying that Kid Rock doesn't deserve it. He does. He absolutely does. But I think that's kind of the reason Kid Rock is going in there right now. Is to kind of set up for Biker Taker coming back so he can be brought out with American Badass. Probably even having Kid Rock on the stage. Intro, like actually doing it kind of very much like DX a long time ago. Having the actual band be out there singing the song while singing the entrance theme while they were entering, which is always a cool thing to see, the live performance of the entrance. So I feel like they're gonna have American Badass being played while Taker comes out, and he's gonna be coming out. I hope he comes out on the bike. If he doesn't come out on the bike, I feel like it's a wasted opportunity. A lot of people are thinking that tonight on Raw we're gonna be seeing the actual response. Not really him coming out and responding, but in some way, shape, or form he's gonna respond tonight. Because if they set it up to have him respond at Mania and actually pop up there, it's a waste. In my opinion, it's a waste if they do that. So yeah. So hopefully he's coming up at Mania or tonight. In some way, he's gonna show up in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on the Titantron with some creepy shit or the bell gonging or whatever, to announce that yes, I'm accepting your challenge, John Cena. But yeah, I want to see him come back as Biker Taker, and then I want to see it Survivor Series. I want Survivor Series to be his last match. If he is indeed retiring this year and he can go longer than just WrestleMania, I want Survivor Series to be where he retires. I want him to retire in his actual gear too, like the original gear that he debuted in. Obviously not the original gear, because, you know, probably doesn't fit as well and it's probably all faded and shit. But like the same styled gear, which, did he debut in gray or purple? I don't remember. I don't remember what color he debuted in. It was either gray or purple was his initial debut as The Undertaker, as the Dead Man. So I kind of want to see him debut in that or end his career in that sort of gear. You know, he popped up at Raw 25, but last year he kind of put the newish, you know, the newer hat, the gloves, the overall type outfit, you know, in the ring. He left that stuff in the ring, minus the overalls, or else he would have been in his boxers and it would have been weird. But he left that sort of stuff in the ring, saying basically this version of the Dead Man is gone. Is kind of how I've seen it. Because he showed up at Raw 25, he didn't show up in that gear. He showed up in different gear. And so I think they're going to do Biker Taker now. I don't know if he's going to lose. I don't want him to lose. I want him to win if it happens. And then he's going to retire the Biker Taker gear. And that will be that done. And then at Survivor Series, he's going to come out in his original gear. And he's going to retire that. He may even have another match between Mania and Survivor Series, which if they have him have a match at SummerSlam, that'd be cool or something, you know. Maybe retire a different set of gear or something along those lines. and then I think this is going to set up for him to headline the Hall of Fame next year. Is my hope. So I hope he comes out as Biker Taker. Point number one. Number two, I hope in some way, shape, or form, Shayna Baszler, who is part of, the MMA 4 horsewomen type thing with Ronda Rousey and other people, I hope in some way she gets involved in the mixed tag match between Stephanie, Triple H, and then Angle and Rousey. I don't want it to be her helping Rousey get the win. I'm thinking what I want to see is Stephanie has someone who comes down to the ring to try to attack Angle and Rousey, and then Shayna is ringside, potentially as the new NXT Women's Champion, is ringside watching the match, sees this happening, jumps the barricade, and then goes and stops her from the person from getting involved. It's really a matter of who would it be, though, is the thing. There's not a lot of people I could see really fitting in this role, is the problem. Maybe have Brie Bella come back and side with the Authority. That could happen. It's kind of hard to put a person down to have this role. Could be Shawn Michaels. I have Shawn Michaels run down. Oh, that'd be hilarious. But it's kind of a hard one to pin down. Who would fit perfectly into this role to come and try to intervene. But have Shayna jump the barricade, attack that person, and in turn have her siding with Rousey to kind of try to set up for a 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen match at some point, probably maybe SummerSlam Survivor Series, sometime over the next year, basically before Mania 35. Because then you have the 4 horsewomen of WWE, Sasha, Bayley, Becky, and Charlotte, and then you have the 4 horsewomen of MMA, Ronda, Shayna, and the other 2 whose names I can't fucking remember, who I don't think are actually in the company right now, so it takes some time to get them into the company, but it'd be a really cool match to see that happen, because it's been teased a lot over the past few years. So I think that'd be a really cool way of getting Shayna set up with Ronda, and then it will kind of be like, is she turning face? Is she a tweener? It'd kind of bring those sorts of what's going on with her character right now. Is she still a heel? Those kinds of questions in, and someone at the next NXT will ask her, what was that with you helping Ronda at Mania? And it'd basically be like, it was just me helping a friend, nothing more, nothing less, and then she goes in and breaks somebody's arm. God, fucking Shayna Baszler is scary. Alright, number 3. Shayna Baszler turning on Ronda Rousey. And I know, this is weird to have this come after this point, but I think it'd be a really cool thing if she turned on her as well. Obviously, only one of these 2 things could happen, but either way, I think it's set for an amazing, amazing storyline. It'd be even better if Shayna was the champion, if she does become NXT champion at TakeOver New Orleans, because it's said that Ember Moon is supposed to be debuting afterwards. Now, there's no given of if she's going to drop the belt and debut, or if she's going to kind of do a Paige type thing where she keeps the belt and debuts. But it's seeming like she's going to be debuting sometime after Mania, most likely to Raw is what the rumor is. But I think it'd be really cool if Shayna goes to attack Ronda and Kurt, and then Ember Moon comes out and helps instead. And I think that'd be a really cool thing too, because it kind of set up for a horsewoman v horsewoman match between Shayna and Ronda sometime in the future. And I think that'd be also a pretty fantastic match. But it'd be really cool. It'd show that Shayna has no time for friends. She's the lone wolf, and that is a different part of her life, and she's moved on from that. You know what I mean? And I think that'd be a really cool storyline setup. It's something we've seen a lot in the past 2 years. We saw Jericho Owens, DIY, Hype Bros, Enzo and Cass. Do we see more? I think that's it. I think that's all we've seen in the past few years. I'm probably wrong, and if I am, I won't hate on you guys hating on me in the comments for that. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool thing if you kind of saw Shayna and Ronda sometime over the next few months facing off in a match. Maybe even SummerSlam. Maybe the main event of SummerSlam I think could be a pretty good match. But if not then sometime near the end of the card on SummerSlam would be a really cool thing. Number 4. Oh, this is a hard one to say. This is going to piss off a lot of people. I want to see Samoa Joe return and attack the new Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. There's a lot of rumors that he's not going to be ready by Mania. There's also, I think it said he's been cleared already. Either way, what I want to see happen is Roman Reigns holding the belt up. You know, he's all cheering. He's like, yeah, this is mine. You know, he's worked so hard for this. And then you see Samoa Joe come up from behind him and grab him in the coquina clutch and make him tap out. It gets the belt off Brock because he's said to be leaving anyway. And 2, it sends the fans home happy because they see Roman Reigns not looking so tough. You know, they see him look kind of weak because Samoa Joe attacks him and gets him to tap out in a few seconds, you know, from the coquina clutch. And this will set up for a match at SummerSlam. Most likely at SummerSlam. Potentially before then, but I don't think they're going to have him, you know, I don't know if they'll wait that long, but if they do, I'd like it at SummerSlam. And if, you know, there's that could potentially be a really good main event. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. All right. So there you go. Don't crucify me in the comments, okay? I like Roman Reigns, but I also like Samoa Joe and I also like Brock Lesnar. But I think this would be a really cool way, one, to bring Joe back. It'd be an awesome way to bring him back. It shows that he's still it shows that he's still badass and he's ready to fuck people up if he needs to. You know, and it also shows that, you know, they're ready to put the belt on Roman and that they're ready to set something up with him. The rumor is anyway that Samoa Joe is going to be coming back sometime after Mania. So I think he could be coming back at Mania. He's going to be coming back sometime at Mania and going to feud with Reigns anyway. So I think if he comes back at Mania and attacks Reigns, it's the best way to set the feud up. All right, number 5. Seth Rollins becomes a Grand Slam champion. I think everyone at this point is rooting for Rollins to win this because the only other stable that I can think of that had multiple Grand Slam champions in it was Evolution, and I don't even know if 3 of them were Grand Slam champions. You know, I know obviously Randy Orton is now Grand Slam champion with every belt. Triple H is a Grand Slam champion with every belt. I don't know about Ric Flair. He might be. Not with like the current stuff. I don't think he is though. And I don't know about Batista. And I don't think Rick is, but I'm not entirely sure if Batista might be. But I think that, you know, setting up the Shield as this full team of Grand Slam champions is a really cool way to do it. First off, it gets the belt off Miz so he can go spend time with his child and his wife. If you guys don't know, his baby was born a few days ago. She's born early, which means he's definitely not missing Mania. That was a big concern that he was going to miss Mania for his childbirth, which is not in any way, shape, or form a bad thing. If he missed Mania for the birth of his child, then he missed Mania for the birth of his child. I don't think they'd try to force him to work. That'd be a dick move. So I think it'd be a really cool way to set it up. You know, he gets to go spend time with his child, and then Seth Rollins and Finn Balor can have a nice feud over the Intercontinental Championship, and then they're both the entirety of the Shield are Grand Slam champions, and it'd be a really cool way of setting it up. Then it can even set up for Balor Club versus the Shield in a few months at some point, you know, which is, in my opinion, the best thing. Excuse me. And then at some point, Miz comes back. You know, he's been raising his child for a while. You know, he comes back, and then he either goes. He's probably gonna go back into the match to try to get it, but he might lose. I'm thinking he's gonna lose his rematch clause. I'm thinking it's gonna be a triple threat. I'm thinking what's gonna happen is Seth's gonna drop it to Finn, and then when Seth goes for his rematch clause, Miz is gonna come back and say he wants his, and it's gonna be a triple threat with. I don't know who I want to win that rematch, honestly. I'm thinking Finn keeps it, and then Seth probably goes back to the tag scene with Dean, and they go for the belts again. And then Miz gets to go spend more time, you know, taking care of his child, and then he can go to SmackDown or something and face Daniel Bryan in a nice and kind of put a bow on that feud. Maybe even against Kurt Angle if he decides not to go to SmackDown, put a bow on that feud. Either way, I think Miz is losing at Mania, and it's probably gonna be Seth winning. Becoming a Grand Slam champion, which gives Miz time to focus on his child, which I don't think WWE would hate on him for that. All right, number 6. Oh, God, people are going to hate me for this one. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon beat Owens and Zayn. Okay? And right after they win, Triple H comes down and he pedigrees Shane. And then as he's getting ready to pedigree Daniel, Owens and Zayn save him. And then, they make sure that Shane's okay, and then they attack both of them. They end up attacking both men. They attack Shane and Daniel after making sure Shane's okay and saving Daniel. And it kind of shows them as like a face sort of thing. They're getting ready to go face. Or maybe just Zayn helps check on Shane and make sure Daniel's okay. And then Kevin attacks all three of them or something along those lines. This one's very confusing because there's a lot of things I could see happening with this one. But I think what I want to see the most is Shane gets pedigreed by Triple H. It re-shows what happened at Survivor Series. Okay? So Shane gets pedigreed. And then Triple H goes to pedigree Daniel. And then Kurt comes down, stops him. And then, Kurt saves Daniel from getting pedigreed, which is a very good thing because, obviously Kurt's going to kind of be looking back on from, backstage and seeing, this is a bad thing. He hasn't been cleared for very long. He has a history with concussions, that sort of thing. He's looking out for Daniel's best interest and then comes down, saves him. And then Daniel and Sammy attack that, Kevin and Sammy attack Daniel and Kurt, and then Triple H gets back up, Shane gets back up, and then you see a stare down. On one side, it's Triple H, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. On the other, it's Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle. Did I just say Kurt Angle? Triple H, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon on this side. And then you kind of have those lines drawn, And then Kurt gets fired from Raw because Kurt's most likely losing his job on Raw after Mania. And then Sammy and Kevin go to Raw, and who knows? Maybe Kurt becomes a general manager on Raw or on SmackDown, and then Daniel becomes a superstar again. That could potentially happen. But I think it'd be kind of a cool way of drawing the lines between Raw and SmackDown. You know what I mean? And like actually having them drawn, and maybe have it bring back bragging rights with that. And I think that'd be really cool. All right, enough on point 6. Number 7. The bar, and I actually have the bar winning right now, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. I might end up changing my prediction before Saturday comes along. The bar losing the Raw tag titles. And I know what a lot of you thinking, like, oh my God, I don't want that to happen. I want the bar to keep them. There's probably a lot of people who are like, oh, Braun and his mystery opponent need to win them. And I don't like Braun. I don't want Braun to win, but like it's most likely going to happen. The bar lose the tag titles, in a very fast manner. They'll probably lose the match really quick to kind of set up for what I'm thinking. And there's rumors that the Triple Threat SmackDown tag title match is going to be a TLC match. And then, if there's a host, because it hasn't really announced that there's a host, they haven't announced that there's a host yet. But if there is a host, they come out and they say one more person's being added to this match, one more tag team's being added to this match. And then everyone's wondering who's it going to be. And then you hear the bar's music hit, and they come down. Maybe even with a new entrance theme too. I think would be really cool. Maybe like right before they come down, you hear, "We don't just set the bar, we are the bar," and you see like 2 giant thumbs. How they do their thing like that or whatever. You see that pop up on the Titantron, and then they come out and they win the SmackDown tag titles. It's kind of like a big wish for me, and I'd really love to see it happen. But there's reasons I think it won't. 1, I don't know if they want to take the Raw tag titles away from the bar or not. And 2, I really don't know if they want the Bludgeon Brothers to lose so quickly. Although I think it'd be a really cool way to have them lose in this sort of manner, where it's a fatal 4-way and anything could happen. You have the Usos and the New Day more focused on the Bludgeon Brothers because of what they did. And then as that happens, the bar kind of end up winning the match because of it. 1, this sets up more feuds on Raw for tag titles, and 2, this puts the bar as the first to win. I believe this would make them the first tag team to win both SmackDown and Raw tag championships, which I think would be really cool. All right, and finally, point number 8, and this one's really really out there, and this kind of goes off of the last point too. And this is going to be a different way. So this is going to be kind of where only one of these situations can happen. Both of them aren't going to happen. But I want to see the Authors of Pain after the Bludgeon Brothers win the SmackDown Tag Titles. This is kind of why I have them predicted as well. It's because I think this could really happen. The Bludgeon Brothers win the SmackDown Tag Titles. And as their music's starting up and they're being announced as the winners and they're being handed the titles. Actually, I guess they'd already have the titles because if it is a TLC match, that is, they'd already have the titles. You hear Paul Ellring's voice come over the speakers, and he says, "The last chapter of our book just finished, but it looks like we're something along the lines of the book thing. It's like, I guess there's a new chapter to be written, and then on the screen you see the book, and it says the Bludgeon Brothers, and then it snaps shut, the music hits, and you expect to see them come from the stage, from the actual ramp, but they come from behind and attack the Bludgeon Brothers, and kind of, it kind of ends with a standoff. I don't want it to end with either team being on. I really gotta be careful with this camera, with this camera stand. I keep getting close to knocking it over. I don't really want to see either team end on the floor. I don't. If either, it's the issue I have with this is it's like both teams are really dominant, and I don't want either of them to really be shown as weak. So I think what I want to see happen is the AOP do some really amazing tag moves. They hit the last chapter, they hit the super collider, that kind of stuff. And then the Bludgeon Brothers get back up, they hit their tag finisher, AOP gets back up, and then they just kind of stare each other down while the Usos and New Day are kind of just limping off screen. They're limping back up the stage. And then this sets up for a lengthy feud between the two of them. And I think it'd be a really cool thing. Because one, it doesn't show the Bludgeon Brothers or AOP as weak, which is the main goal, I bet. It would be the main goal, is not showing either of them as weak. And two, it really sets up this amazing feud that I think a lot of people want to see. Because again, what a lot of people thought was that when Breezango were getting attacked, initially everyone thought it was AOP. But then it ended up being the Bludgeon Brothers, which I don't think was a bad idea. I think that was a really good idea, setting up as the Bludgeon Brothers instead of AOP. But, now I think it'd be a perfect time to bring AOP onto the main roster because there's this dominant big man tag team that they can face. Sorry, I got the hiccups. And it'd be really cool to see AOP versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Titles. A lot of people want to see the AOP go to Raw, but I think them going to SmackDown sets it up even better because then they have... 1 minute. Oh, I had to crack my back. But then they have, the Bludgeon Brothers versus AOP, and I think that's a really good idea. And a bonus point, kind of point number 9, what I want to see most of all, has nothing to do with matches. What I want to see most of all is an announcement for WWE 2K19. It is officially WrestleMania season, and this is typically around when they actually start announcing things for WWE 2K19. And I think... One sec. And I think the best thing they could do is probably on the pre-show. They're probably going to do it on the pre-show if they do it. But they're going to announce something for 2K19. My best guess is for 2K19, what they're going to announce is the cover star. There's been so many rumors about who the cover star is going to be. And I'm honestly not sure who I really want it to be, but I'm leaning towards Undertaker or AJ Styles as the WrestleMania or WWE 2K19 cover star. One, this gives them kind of a cool way to bring Showcase Mode back. They can bring Showcase Mode back and have it be something to do with the Undertaker's career if this really is going to be his last year wrestling. Because again, the game doesn't come out until November or October, which is right around Survivor Series time. So it'd be the perfect thing to set it up for his retirement if he's the cover artist. And I think that'd be really cool. If they do something with his career in 2K19. It also gives us a kind of, it gives us something we I think a lot of fans want, which is him on the cover. And then maybe like a month or two from now, they start announcing the roster. Because it's already March, or it's already April. Sorry, it's already April. And they have to start announcing it soon. You know, because the game's obviously already in the works. The game typically, starts getting worked on about a month before Mania. If you guys don't know, they work on it around Mania time. And then Mania is kind of when the rosters are set in. And then, you know, they start working on the actual game, getting it ready for release by October, November. And so I think what would be really cool is if they finally announced, you know, the WWE 2K19 cover athlete is, and then it shows who the athlete is. You know, I think it'd be a kind of cool way, because the way the draft used to work is it kind of just like, and then stop you on one brand, you know, and stop the person on one brand. And I think it'd be really cool if that's how they did it. You know, they had a bunch of superstars' names popping up, you know what I mean? And then it's just just kind of spinning, and then it stops on either AJ Styles or The Undertaker. You know, the Phenom or the Phenomenal One. And I think that'd be really cool. And then they can even set something up where it leads to that. Or they have a trophy in the game, because they had a trophy 2K16 for a match, the match that never happened, you know, Sting versus The Undertaker, which is a match everyone wanted, but Sting's career got ended too early. So it'd be a really cool setup if they have a trophy for the Phenom versus the Phenomenal One. And then, you know, I mean, hell, even if both of them were on the cover, that'd be kind of cool. And yeah, I think that'd be a really cool thing. And I'm just hoping for that, because I want to know some news about 2K19 already. Because the sooner news comes out, the sooner I'll start working on, you know, predicted rosters videos, you know, that sort of stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next one. What are you guys most looking forward to for WrestleMania 34? Let me know what you guys want to see the most down in the comments below. I will see you all in the next video. Stay golden. Peace.